You ever wake up after 8 hours worth of sleep and your Apple Watch gives you a glowing 95 sleep score, yet you feel like you've been hit by a truck? What gives? And that's where the Whoop comes in. And yes, I have to admit it, I went full 90s and said, whoop, there it is, the first time I saw my recovery score. Hey guys, what's going on? This is John from Friends with Your Benefits. I've been using the Apple Watch for a few years now. I'm generally satisfied, but I feel that I'm not getting enough out of the watch as it relates to the fitness capabilities and also the sleep score and some of the other health metrics that come out of it. I did some research, and after watching some golf on TV, I noticed that a lot of professional golfers and other professional athletes are giving the Whoop a try, so I decided to give it a try myself. Today we will go over what the Whoop actually is and whether or not it could be a good investment for you. Stay tuned, you're not going to want to miss this. So first, let's talk about what the Whoop isn't. It's not a watch. It's also not a replacement for your Apple Watch, nor is it a simple Fitbit that's designed to track your steps. It's essentially a no screen, no notification, no nonsense personal recovery coach that sits on your wrist 24/7. Now, while it looks very simple, all the magic happens behind the scenes in the Whoop app. In the Whoop app, you will see there are three key features. There's your sleep score, there's your recovery score, and then lastly, there's your strain score. And your strain score really measures how much physical stress you put on your body from either exercising or everyday life stress, including getting stressed out from perhaps your spouse, your kids, your work, or whatever else is going on in your life. Let's talk about how this compares to the Apple Watch and how these two can actually complement each other. So first things first, the Apple Watch is a watch. It does tell time. You get all your great notifications.
Heart rate normal.
It's pretty good for workouts, and you can also stay accountable with it by closing rings to gamify your overall workout plan, and the sleep score is halfway decent. Now, while the Apple Watch certainly does a lot, the Whoop comes in and complements it by focusing on the things that the Apple Watch candidly doesn't do a great job of, namely focusing on deep recovery and long-term optimization of your health. Now, let's pull up the Whoop app and we'll show you what I actually mean. So to give you a feel on how much data and what the Whoop actually provides, I'm going to open up my own personal Whoop app and I'm going to show you some of my metrics for today. So you open up the Whoop app and on top you see the three key metrics: sleep, recovery, and strain. Sleep measures how efficient you are with sleeping, and the higher the score, the better. Similarly with recovery, green means that you're ready to do a fairly intense workout for the day. Yellow means maybe take it easy, and red means definitely don't do a workout for that day. And then the last score is strain. We'll go into what strain means in just a second, but that is ultimately showing how much stress you're putting on your body. First, let's go into sleep. We go into sleep, and the details behind that, a bunch of metrics come up. Hours versus needed. So I was fairly close to hitting the overall hours goal. I was fairly consistent with my sleep at 85%, 95% efficient, and then good news, I was not stressed while sleeping. And then below that, it looks at last night's sleep compared to the prior 30 days. Let's go back now and let's go into recovery. And with recovery, it really focuses on how your heart and respiratory rates are doing. And it really loves this feature called the heart rate variability. And that's one of the key components of the Whoop. And below that, we see a metric that says your HRV is 5% higher than usual. A high HRV indicates that your nervous system is ready to handle stress, your body is in balance, and you're ready to take on strain, meaning a fairly intensive workout or activity. We're going to go back and we're going to drill into strain. And this basically says how much strain
my body is under. So I haven't done any workouts today, to be candid. I've really just walked around the house in this early morning, and it's basically saying my body is fairly low on the strain score, and it may make sense to do a workout today. And below that, it shows the weekly trends of my strain. So yesterday I did a decent workout. I went to the gym, lifted some weights, and the overall strain score that I got was 13.9. And we see Thursday of the previous week, I had a very intensive day at 16.2. What was interesting is Friday, the 22nd, the next day, I showed up in red, meaning, hey, John, you probably overdid it a little bit with your workouts. Maybe it's time for you to take it easy for Friday, the 22nd. And I generally did that. And there's a ton of additional data here. We can log my stats. We could build a plan. It can dig into the heart rate variability. And then also if we click on the health tab, this is interesting. So if you happen to have the Whoop Life, if you wear it enough, it will give you a Whoop age. So I'm 41, and look at this, just based on my behaviors and how my body is behaving. My Whoop age is 33.8, 7.7 years younger than my actual age. So I like that. You also have the ability to do some advanced labs, which are buy-up if you would like that. That is something we may explore in a future video. The labs are expensive, but some people really believe in them. You can also import labs manually from Quest to show what is going on with some of your biomarkers. And that's a preview of some of the insights that you can get with the Whoop app.
Let's talk about one thing that has surprised me with the Whoop. Many of you know that with the Apple Watch, it definitely records your steps. And if you go out for a stroll, a walk, or a jog, it will actively record it and know that you're doing this workout. Now the Whoop takes it a step further. The other day I went to the simulator, I was working on my swing, and I was hitting golf balls, and at the very end of the workout, I got a notification from the Whoop. John, great job swinging the golf club today. Here are some insights into how much activity and how many calories you actually burned. I was really surprised to see that. I did not notify the Whoop whatsoever that I was swinging the golf club. I had the tracker on my wrist, but that was about it. And similarly, the other day I went to the gym. I was doing my workout. I completed my 60-minute workout. And at the end of it, the Whoop knew how long I was in the gym for and how much strain I actually put on my body. In my opinion, that's very insightful and huge value add. When it comes to the Whoop, there is one thing that I'm candidly not a huge fan of. If we take a quick look at the Whoop itself, you see right here, you have the black nose screen in front of it, and on the back of it, you can kind of see there's some computer chips that are on the back of it. And ultimately, what you have to do is you have to take these two prongs and you put them into the side of the Whoop, and you see I'm actually struggling, right? It's not really easy to line up the prongs and get them in the Whoop. I've been doing this for a while now, and it still takes me a little bit of time to get it right. And once you do that, you have to know what direction to put it in. So the short end of it is there's a W on top over here, and you close it on the other side of the Whoop fitness tracker. When you see that W facing you, you know that it's complete. But in my opinion, the makers of the Whoop should spend some time and invest in making the band easier to connect to the Whoop. And that's the one thing that I'm candidly not a huge fan of when it comes to the Whoop. It's also worth noting that unlike the Apple Watch, the Whoop is FSA and HSA eligible, meaning that if you happen to have a flexible spending account or health savings account and you have money in the account, you can actually use the money in the account to purchase the Whoop on a tax-free basis. So John, what's the bottom line? Is the Whoop worth it? I would say the answer actually depends. So let's say you happen to have a very sedentary lifestyle and you're satisfied with what you get from the Apple Watch, namely your sleep score and tracking some of your other fitness-related activities. You might not honestly need it. However, if you're looking for something a little bit more, perhaps you're a data geek and you're really trying to optimize your health, depending on your needs, the Whoop might be worth the investment in the hardware and the membership. And that being said, there are 3 levels of the Whoop membership that come with the Whoop 5.0. Let's go through the different levels of membership from the Whoop website. So the first level is the Whoop 1, which starts at approximately $200 per year. It does come with the Whoop 5.0. It gives you sleep, strain, and recovery insights, some personalized coaching. It gives you detail on the VO2 max and heart rate zones, and also women's health. The next level up is called the Peak, which is approximately $240 per year. It does everything the Whoop 1 does, plus it gives you health span and pace of aging data, health monitor with health alerts, and real-time stress monitor. And the final option is the Life, and this is what I went with for 2026. This starts at approximately $360 per year. It includes everything with the Whoop Peak, plus it has daily blood pressure insights, and this is something they're working on right now. It has heart screener with ECG readings, and it has on-demand AFib detection. So this is the top line membership that you can purchase from the Whoop if you decide to go there. Now we want to hear from you guys. Would you consider using the Whoop? And if you have the Whoop, what has been your overall experience in using it? Comment below.